like sometimes if you're caught, if you're caught in the middle of it, like as you was putting it, like you're there already. Like sometimes, oh shit, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing I can do about it now, you know. Mm, you know, I can't say I believe he was involved or he might have been one of the few that were watching, but it's really hard to say because remember the Leah bit and all that stuff. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things you gotta like consider,
Well,
you
what I
know.
was thinking, like, coming from multiple hoods, because I was all over the place in the Bronx. I can't see someone from the hood doing that. You know what I mean?
That too. Even back then, and when they
In those times,
supposed
at least.
you well, let's not forget he's being accused of something, but I don't even know if they gave when, where, how, when, why. They just said at the party. That could have been in 2000, and that's something like, oh, I don't know. That could have been 2 years ago, and it's like, yeah, probably. You know what I mean? It, I hear what you're saying. Everybody out there that's in the game, doing their stuff. They're growing and they're having a good grand old time. And then after a while, when you reach that peak fame, sometimes you just get bored, I guess, and you just try new ventures. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I really have nothing to say about it right now because um that could be just somebody, let's get real. Look at the Michael Jackson case, he touched my kid. Yeah, but you let your
Sure.
kid stay there for like a week, like in the
Yeah.
same bed with the dude. But these are accusations because nothing was proven. You understand? So, this could be somebody who just came forward and said, yeah, Jay-Z was a part of it. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, dude didn't do nothing. He just watched.
And that's what
Because
sucks when
because
you're
remember,
part.
you kind of stuck. Yeah, Diddy probably went into a room with a vault door, man. Nigga, you guys are stuck with me. I'm gonna show you how to spank a bitch. You
True
know what I'm
that.
saying? Like I'm just saying, man. You never know
That's
how
funny.
you could be in a very uncomfortable situation, man. And it's like, oh shit, I'll just stay here. Meanwhile, he's filming you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you were all there with me. Like it's like me driving a car and I pick you up and we get pulled over by the cops and we both get arrested because you robbed the bank and I didn't know about it, but I'm part of the crew now all of a sudden. I'm like, whoa, whoa. How can I prove that? Yeah, that car was sitting in front of the bank. Like, yeah, that's my car. Why? You know what I'm saying? So that case is too new. And even today, I was trying to follow up on it. There's nothing added to it. You know, there's nothing has been added to it. He's just been accused so far. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, and he said what he had to say, and that was it.
Man, how do you even
All
say
right,
anything to that, bro? Yeah.
all right. So, oh, we could share it on here too because I have other pages.
What I
3700.
what I've been doing is that link that you sent me on my phone. That's
Yeah.
that's how I send it now. And then I just say just subscribe, or else I'll fire you.
Okay. We're ready to rock and roll. Just make sure that's good. That's good. Here we go.
How
All
many
right.
computers you have? You look like you're looking at two screens.
I have multiple screens. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. I
Yeah.
see like turning your head, like not
Well,
even your
because I
eye.
want to make sure that, the live is on. I can see myself. I have the information that we need just in case you need like a reference. I can look it up,
Yeah.
instantly. And then, my main screen here. So record to the cloud. All right, here we go. So today's hot topic, I shared it on Facebook just now because we are live. Today's hot topic is trans.
Hmm.
Where
Like
has it be? Where did it come from? Has it been going on forever? Of course it has. Has it
been
been
going on
pushed?
for a long time, my friend. A long time. I remember being every bit of man, maybe four or five. And like my mom and her friends, they knew people. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Gay people, men that dress like women. You know what I'm saying? So, it's and if I was four or five, that had to been 1975, 1976 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, it's been around for a long time. It's just people kept it under wraps, to a certain degree, because don't forget it started as drag queen shows when you think about it. You know what I'm
Well, you
saying?
have RuPaul,
Yeah.
the movie To Won Fu. I think that was a really, you have Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, and I forget the other guy.
Oh, Leguizamo. Yeah, man.
A
He
Puerto
was the
Rican from
one.
the Bronx.
Yeah, he was the one that I don't know,
Hilarious.
fell in love with some dude or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
dude, that was I have to say, as far as the dialogue, it doesn't matter what the movie was about. That is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen
it
because
was. It really, really was, man. It
once you
was.
just mentioned him, I it all hit me right there. All hit me. Fucking hilarious.
And damn well Leguizamo played the part really good though. You know what I mean? Like, like Patrick Swayze and Wesley Snipes is Patrick Swayze and Wesley Snipes. That,
Sure.
but what I enjoyed about it was very authentic, because there are masculine men out there that dress like women. They got the muscles, and they have to walk, and you could tell they can barely walk in heels, like they're still learning or whatever. But not now is just gotten to a point where, hey, you know what? We got hormone pills, we got implants, we could,
Yeah.
castration, you name it. It's offered. And as far as what we're going through today, it's a bit bizarre. It got crazy. Now it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like there should be a law on it. But I stay out of that. I don't agree with the preference when it comes to our kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really strongly against that. But if you're 18 and if you're not a young adult, man, that's your business, man. It is what it is. I just feel bad for you know, you meet this person, oh, look at this beautiful woman. I'm in love, and you start going out on dates and like, yeah, and then you gotta hear this news somewhere down the road, like after like a year or two or whatever,
No, absolutely. So before you go any further, because we're getting to the 10th floor before we even left the second floor. So no, because you're getting deep and it's very necessary to
Yeah,
get that
yeah,
deep.
yeah.
But the reason why I wanted to start with Tu Wan Fu, and this is off the cuff of my mind, the first thing that came to mind when you said that, especially when you mentioned John Leguizamo, because his character was comfortable enough to be flamboyant, but from what I remember, he wasn't interested in penis. So the reason why I mentioned that, you have these three guys that were never really interested in that love affair. They were doing it because they
Yeah,
were
yeah,
drag
yeah.
queens. They were
Yes.
acting like women. So there's a fundamental difference between you have drag queens and people that are trans. Drag queens and trans people, I think it's safe to say that they're different.
I
Well,
believe so,
their
yeah.
interests are different per se,
Well, what was the word they used back in the 80s, 90s, like transvestite, you know what I mean? And it's like
or hermaphrodite.
yeah, yeah,
There was
now it's
another one
trans
too. I
woman,
forget.
trans man or whatever. And
Yeah,
it's weird because, as the years go along, if you ever
or
notice,
he,
yeah, we
I
just start
remember
making
that.
up words at this point. I remember he, she. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But that movie, when I seen that movie, you know, I've never been around drag queens or anything like that. Um, I was going to a club called geez, I can't remember the name of the club.
Where
Whatever
was
the
it
name it
located?
was, and it was in Queens,
Oh, okay.
and it was interesting. I was introduced to the club by a lesbian that I worked with, and she goes, "Oh, I showed her music that I was doing. She's, oh my God, you would love the club that I go to." So I told her, "Okay, cool. I'm down. Like what's the club about? I had to ask because she was a lesbian. Like I mean, she when she told me about the club, I saw a little bit of discomfort. like not sure if I would dig it, and I remember she said straight up, I said, well, it's an alternative club. So I looked at her and said, okay, so you got gay, straight, swingers, you got it all going on in there, guys that dress like girls, the whole nine, you know? And she said, yeah, how do you feel about that? I said, do they play good music? Is all I want to know. You know what I'm saying? I don't care, as long as I'm respected there, And I went, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, you know. It was very segregated though. One side, they had bars on two sides. Okay, one side was the men, women were like by the seating area, and I guess whatever the other crowd was swingers. I don't know what they were, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
needless to say, uh, um, I was hooked on the place, and my deal was beating up with the DJs. That's what it was all about. Anyway,
absolutely. Yeah,
as time went on, I didn't have to pay to go in or anything like that. And bartender first drinks free, whatever the case is. And I got to know the people. Now, my curiosity always raises, they had the drag queen show, and like these people, they're performers, dude. They can perform. Just like if people are familiar with RuPaul, okay, they're just like that. And I found it amazing. Like it got to a point when I first heard music that I wasn't too familiar with. I said, I've heard that on the radio station, but it's not my favorite song. I'm watching these guys performing. And I thought it was them. Like literally, man. Like the lip sync's on point, everything's on point.
I
They're
see what you're saying.
dancing around. They got the guys dancing behind them, whatever the case is. Well, one day, I knew the manager, and I asked him, "Hey, man, can I go backstage? I want to meet these guys and just understand what's going on." Dude, I kid you not, man. There's a whole process in that. If you think a girl takes an hour to get ready,
No,
we're talking
yeah,
hours
it's even more.
to look that way. And it's so sad that people need to understand, all these little young girls and even adults, which I don't get, they wear the all long eyelashes.
Yeah,
I hope not to break anybody's heart, but they've been doing that way back then. That's nothing new.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
being flamboyant and playing pretend, dressing in a costume, I have no issue with. I don't care. I don't even think that's a mental illness, to be honest with you. Drag queens, I don't think they have a mental illness.
it's an entertainment.
It's
Listen,
entertainment. That's what they like to do. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. You have women that want to do manly things. Well, whatever you classify as manly things. And I don't even want to get into that shit right now. But when it comes to the whole trans part, now that's when you start to step into territory where it's just like, okay, what the majority of people that want to transition are doing, they're taking advantage and abusing a system that is meant for people who truly either were born with other body parts or they actually feel a certain way, and it should be evaluated mentally. The difference between the trans and the drag queens is that the drag queens know they're men dressing as flamboyant. I mean, do
yes,
you really call it woman? I mean, whatever you want to call it.
yes,
But when it comes to the trans part, you have social media that's brainwashing people thinking that there's something that they're not. And that's where the line gets drawn.
yeah,
Because now you're demanding me to call you something that you are not. And I'm not the crazy one for thinking that. You're the crazy one for thinking that.
yep,
Because I'm
yep,
not going to you saying, hey, respect me, call me sir, if they decide to call me miss. If someone just said, oh, I didn't know if you were a miss or a missus or a sis, I'll just look at them like, okay, there's something wrong with your fucking brain. Ain't nothing wrong with mine because you clearly look like a man dressed as a woman. And that's nothing to insult. There's no insult there. That's my preference. That's what I see. If I see a tree that has um the leaves are falling and the tree was green in the summertime, and now it's this bright color, and it's like those that tree is that's called nature. It's natural.
Yep. Yep.
So for
I definitely agree with that. I personally feel that there are some people that shouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean? Because they look horrible at it. They look like they got ransacked, and pardon the expression, but like, trained on, like they
hmm.
they their clothes looks horrible and they're just walking around like I'm a pretty woman and I'm like, no, dude, you're a pretty ugly man right now. I mean, I don't see anything other than the clothing you're wearing. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's like you either take pride in the art, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Or you just don't do it at all. Don't just, just putting on a dress doesn't make you a trans. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to play the part, go all the way with it at least. You know what I mean? Do me the favor, because you look bad. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm ready to go to the next level, man. Come on.
Well, what I was just about to mention when you were saying that, there's two men that I've seen, two men, and I say that with confidence because one of them I knew for a fact that he was a man, walks around Williamsburg. And if anyone, again, like I say, I bring receipts, and my receipts are if you're a witness to this, you are more than welcome to comment on it. There's just one guy that was walking around as a man, and now suddenly he looks like a woman. Now there's two people like that, but the other person, I didn't know what he was before because I didn't see him, but I've seen him dressed as a woman. Now, if you are a man and you feel like a woman and you want to act like the woman that we see as in this culture in the United States, you're not going to walk around with hairy legs. You're not going to walk around sloppy, as you were just saying. So there's something wrong there. It's either you have a mental illness or you're trying to look for attention because there's no way that you look like the woman that I define as a woman and you're not shaving your legs as an adult, walking around like a fucking weirdo. And I'm sorry to say it, but that's exactly what it looks like. And all that says to me is that there's a lot of fucking mental illness out there. When I was in New York, again, going back to yesterday, promoting for the Bad Boy Street Team, we used to go into the village a lot of times, and you would see drag
Yep.
queens, you would
Yep.
see gay people, you would
Yep.
see lesbians. You didn't really see many trans, though. You didn't
Nope.
see men wearing high heels.
No.
And I'm
No. No.
telling you from experience, fuck what everyone has to say. They're full of shit. A lot of these people that talk about this situation never even lived through it. Motherfucker, I was in the village promoting. I saw this shit. I remember when you were walking to a gay bar to try to give them a CD from Puff Daddy or whoever the fuck it was,
Yep.
and you saw gays and lesbians. You didn't see this men sitting there like, oh dude, have you ever seen the gangs in New York? I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
You saw the trans in there. They had a full beard,
Oh,
trying to put
yeah.
makeup on and shit. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you saw it, but it wasn't like, call me ma'am. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna break your brain for a minute, man.
do it.
Okay, and maybe you will have an answer for it, but I don't have an answer for it. I know somebody who is going through the trans period.
Are you
You know,
saying personally?
I've never met them. Know them from
But you,
somebody
okay.
else, and
I
I've
got you.
learned that way. Okay.
Okay.
And I've spoken to this person through TikTok and all. Hey, I like your post or whatever.
Sure, sure.
Now this person is a man. Okay, um, decided to get the boob job, let the hair grow, and through time, in my 4 years of maybe, let me look at the video. They're sounding more and more feminine. Okay, now this man wants to be a woman, so he wants, or respectfully, he, whatever it wants. I don't even know how. I don't want to take sides on
It's
any with
difficult.
anybody here.
Yes. Dude, I
That's what
respect
makes it
that.
difficult because
Yes.
he still has wanker there.
Hmm.
Okay. He wants to get it cut off. Now, help me understand this. And I hope somebody watches this video because maybe they have an answer. Okay. He wants to be a woman, but still wants to be with girls. It doesn't make sense.
Well, that would be a lesbian.
Exactly.
So he wants to be a lesbian without a taco. He
Yes.
wants to run a fucking taco truck without tacos. You cannot have a
Exactly.
taco truck saying, "Hey, Jose's Tacos," but you're selling fucking hot dogs. No one is coming to fucking
Exactly.
buy from you.
It doesn't make sense to me because, like
Mamma mia.
another again, the illusion, let's say a girl hits on him, or her, whatever, and does this person say, "Hey, I still got my wanker. I haven't gotten the procedure done." Now that, let's just say if I was that lesbian, personally, if I was like, "Man, you're a beautiful woman, I can't wait to go downtown on you. Oh, wait a minute. There's something I have to tell you." How does that make one person feel? Whoa,
Can I tell you a
oh,
true story? And you can look this up. Anyone that's watching that can look this up.
go
True
ahead.
story. Real quick, I'm gonna blast this shit out. So the video that we are talking about yesterday with Biggie Smalls and a woman that the dude he pushed aside for the woman that had an Adam's apple.
Yep.
That same woman that had an Adam's apple, I can't quote anything right now because it's not. I mean, I have the reference table up, but it's a little off track. But you can look this up yourself. That same woman that Biggie Smalls pushed a dude away to get with, she deceived one of his homies apparently. To not apparently is a fact. After about a couple of weeks or a couple of months, when exactly what you're talking about where it's just like, okay, you ready to get down and dirty? And she's like, yeah, baby, I got a penis. Guess what he did? He killed her, and he's in prison right now for the
Whoa.
rest of his life. He
Hey,
killed him, excuse me.
listen, listen.
Fact.
I watched the movie a couple of years back. It was a good movie, man. It was about a mafia movie, and it was a cop who was protecting a woman. Okay, and when I say this, okay, people might know what the movie is, but I'm not gonna say the name yet. Okay, this cop started to get close to this lady, started to fall in love, whatever the case is. So they're having an intimate moment. Now, dude, this is the first time. I don't know who this actor is, and you're gonna know the other movies this person played in,
Yeah.
okay? And I'm like, oh, sweat, they're gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like, wow. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wow. Yeah, she's pretty, man. Spank her. You know what I mean? I was that dude. So the guy's like taking her gown off, and you see the little boobies and shit, man.
Oh
And I'm
boy.
like, yeah, man, he's gonna hit that rope. Yeah. Yo, he gets down to the panties and pull them out, and the dick flops out, dude, into his
Yeah.
face.
No
And yo,
bueno.
I jumped out of my chair. I was like, what the fuck? Like, if it wasn't that the whole first hour wasn't good, I had to finish it, but I couldn't enjoy it as much because I was bugging out that I was caught. I was like, dude, like actors are actors, but this guy did it well. I mean, like it just went boop. I was like, yo, the name of the movie is The Crying Game. Okay. And the one who played the girl was the one in Stargate, the Egyptian guy,
Mm-hmm.
the young Egyptian. He's the one who played that role as a woman. And it's like every time I see him, I'm like, whoa, But then, of course, you got to respect the whole fact that this is just movie business. When you see your favorite actor kissing another
Sure.
man, it's all part of the role. You know what I mean? But you would have to pay me a lot to have a dick flop in my face, though.
Well, they would just be. You couldn't pay me enough to do that. Just like you can't pay me enough to climb a tower without a rope.
Yeah.
Like one of those. No, you can't pay me enough to do that.
Hey, listen, and it's true, and people got to understand that because, like, it's not about the money. First of all, let me just sidetrack for one quick. I can't remember the actor's name, but a lot of producers. He was doing big movies, and now he's not doing big movies because he told the producers or directors, if you will, I would not kiss another woman, even if it's acting. I'm married.
I know who you're
You know?
talking about.
and they that's it.
The
You
dude,
know?
he has short blonde hair,
Yeah,
blue
yeah,
eyes. I know who you're talking
yes,
about.
yes. He's in Tulsa Kings, come to think of it. But like it's a real situation when you think about it. Now. These are actors who are getting paid to do a job, and they won't do it. So let's reverse that role for a minute there. If I'm looking to get laid with a woman, I want her to be a woman all the way, 100%. You know,
Absolutely.
I wouldn't want to have sex with a woman and then, hey, I got something to tell you. You know, my name was Bob. Whoa, whoa, what? What are you talking about? Because like it's the type of thing that everybody needs to be open about it. Nobody's open about it. Like I don't know if they're afraid or, hey Victor, you're a handsome guy, but I just need to tell you that I'm a man. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, what the hell? You know what I mean? It can destroy a life as well as some people be like, listen, if people don't notice the very first genital transformation that was ever made was I like to say it was in India. I can't remember where it was. I saw the videotape of this. I saw the procedure. I mean, it's an old tape, the very first one. And what happened was the guy, you know, hooked up with a hooker, fell in love. Turned out it was the dude and went and got paid the money for him to get the procedure, the very first man to ever get that procedure, and they got married and all that. And don't get me wrong. If you close your, if you're a blind man and you have a gay man or a trans with the women voice or whatever talk to you, you can't fall in love to a person's personality. It's a fact. Don't I don't want people to get that twisted. But then there's the factor of the truth on what's in your pants at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
So, and I'm okay. Yes. Sexual needs is a responsibility and a duty from each partner. Sort of like the sun coming and making sure that the flowers have their nutrients from the sun.
yeah,
A tree is not going to grow without water or the sun. It's just not going to happen. So when you deprive it of either one, naturally it's going to die.
yep,
I don't look, if a trans person wants to be trans and you want to identify as a woman legally through the states that we fucking bust our ass. Okay, everybody busts their ass to pay taxes towards the state. You want to be trans? Go for it. You want to cut your dick off and have a vagina? Go for it. You want to, I don't even know what you do after a vagina and turn it into a penis? Go for it. I don't even see how they can possibly give you pleasure through that scientifically. But if that's okay and acceptable, I have no problem with that. Look, if that's what y'all want to do it. But guess what? If I cannot identify as a rich man and have zeros in my bank account because life isn't fair and I feel rich, I've been feeling rich my whole life. And fuck you, straight up.
yep, yep,
Fuck you, dude. Life is unfair. Okay, if you wanted to be a woman and you're a man, I don't know what the fuck to tell you because I've been wanting to be rich my entire fucking life. And there's not one fucking law in the world that's going to say, yep, he identifies as rich. You must call him Sir Victor. And he has $10 billion in the bank. Yeah, why? Because he feels that way. Fuck you. It's fucking insanity, dude.
not now. Just a small correction on the pleasure part. Okay, a man's penis, the tip, is what gives the pleasure. Okay, in this operation, they explained that what they take out, okay, they cut the skin off. They're keeping the skin though. Don't forget that. Okay. And then they just cut everything, the sausage right off, if you will. You know what I mean? And they use the skin, that tip skin, as the opening. And supposedly, I've looked this up
Oh,
and
it's
and
dude, that's
and
crazy.
I haven't found it. I haven't come across it. But supposedly, That tip is the opening of the vagina and it's supposed to give that person, they will feel that pleasure. So, I guess they will feel like they're gonna come or whatever
Yeah,
they're
but
gonna
it's not
say.
natural.
Of course not. Of
Yeah, I
course
mean, you're not born with the penis and then magically it grows into a vagina. That's there's nothing natural about that. So if you
not.
have to do,
Don't get me wrong on this though. I do, and I've seen for myself, there are men that like that though. They like the women with the breast that looks all woman, but they have a penis. They like that. I mean, I
no,
don't even know.
I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem is that you're demanding society to call you something that you're not. I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck what you do with your free time.
yeah,
But if I'm in public per se, and I'm in GameStop, like the dude that was like, man, and I call you by a false identity, it shouldn't be a crime to do that. You're out of your motherfucking mind. That's what I'm
yep,
saying.
yeah,
If you're trying to turn bathrooms into something else, you're out of your motherfucking mind.
yeah.
Men are
That's
men,
wild. That's
women are
wild.
women. Squirrels, male and female. Dogs, male and female. The only way you're going to transform any of these natural species on Earth is with doctors and machines.
Yep, yep.
Because you can make anything whatever you want. You could put fucking bars on me and I could be the strongest man on Earth.
Well,
You could pump me whatever and I could have the biggest dick on Earth. You can look what you can do with a woman. They could have the biggest breast on Earth. It's not natural.
well, the biggest thing I'm against is, and I don't care what anybody, you cannot change my mind. You cannot convince me. You cannot tell me anything different. But when you start having trans that go through the whole procedure and now compete in their new sex sports, I have an issue with that.
That's
I
a problem.
really, really do.
You
Because
could
you know
fuck off
why?
with that.
They're
Yeah.
dominating it. I mean, look at Chris Jenner. It's and the joke is it took a man to win Women of the Year. Like what? Like what the hell is that? Like how do you compete that way? You have the Miss the pageant, the Miss pageant, whatever, you know,
Yeah.
and I think the last one or 2 years ago, whatever, it was a man, but we transitioned to a woman. Like I don't understand that because, again, like you said, hey, I need to withdraw $1,000. Oh, I'm sorry, Victor, you only have $10. I want to withdraw a thousand
I
dollars. I have it
identify
in
as a
there.
rich man.
You know what I'm saying? It's in there. Look, something's wrong with your computer. You know what I'm saying? But like it's that is way too. You had a lifting a deadlift champion who's a guy who became a girl. She dominated the women thing. You had the swimmer, and you have real women that's against all this. South Park made fun of that one time with Randy Savage, who identified as a woman or whatever, and he was
Yes.
beating everybody in the sports. You know, as funny as it was, I looked at it on a different light. Like when it was all good said and done, and I'm turning off the TV, I thought about that, and I'm like, wow, I never looked at it that way. I'll be honest with you, I didn't. The first trans woman to, compete in swimming, and I'm like, what?
I don't acknowledge it.
Dominating,
I don't
dominating.
acknowledge it. I don't even pay any mind when anyone's a transition of what they're supposed to be. I pay zero mind to it. So if you were to come into my nightclub or my restaurant and say, you're carrying a gold thing on you, and you're like, yeah, I'm the first. I do not acknowledge it. Meritocracy is a serious thing, bro.
Well, I have somebody here who wants to put a little input here. Do you mind?
Bring it, yeah, Dan,
Come on, babe.
please.
Put it on the spot.
Oh, she threw her phone. Like what? Yeah.
Can you
Hello.
hear her
Yes, I can.
talk?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous how if I'm an angry person, no matter what, and you're trans, and I treat everybody like shit equally, I'm supposed to treat you special because you
Mm.
swapped to a dick?
Yep, yep.
No, I can't do that. I'm not calling you a she. I'm not calling you a him. I'm calling you what you were born with, and I'm not treating you any kind of special if I'm not treating anybody else any kind of special. That's my opinion.
It's true.
Well, hold on, really quick. I appreciate that opinion because that's an objective. Like, let's say you're in public and a man is just like, "Hey, honey, can I have my frappuccino?" And you're like, "Okay, sir." And you're like, "Don't call me sir. I obviously look like a woman." So hold
I
on. I'm
nope.
gonna get to a point. So it's just like, hey, what's the rescue services for animals? Animal rescue or animal control or patrol. It's like, hey, there's a fucking creature behind my house. Okay, sir, what kind of creature is it? Who do we need to send out? Well, I can see that it's a cat, but it's barking like a dog. Go fuck yourself, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? So I agree with you 1000%. You're gonna say, "Oh, there's a dog back there, but it's meowing." What the fuck are you talking about? It's a fucking stupid fucking argument, and people are entertaining it. Oh my god, dude, my blood pressure.
Listen, let me tell you, man. I was with my brother the name of the club is Crash with a K. Okay. And we was
Thank
in
you,
the club.
Michaela. That was great input. Yes.
She said, "You're welcome." Um, and you get to know people. I was going to the club for almost 5 years. You know people, you know what I mean? I remember being in the bathroom taking a leak, and the guys would come in and they're just looking down at me, and I'm like, damn, I get a little private. And he goes, "Are you straight?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "I'm here to enjoy the crowd, the music. I'm with some friends. What's the problem?" "Yeah, well, this is a gay." And like I could have went all out, like, "No, it's not, man. Everybody's in here, man. Don't come with the bullshit." But there was a particular person, his name was Jose, if I'm not mistaken, right? This person, cool kid, gay, young cat, you know what I mean? I remember I had to protect him from, assholes and shit, like, yo, chill, because they didn't know we were part of that group, okay? And he disappeared. Now, I didn't make it my business to get anybody's number like that. I mean, no, like this is just a club thing. You know what I mean? We're
Sure,
just here
sure.
to hang out. I brought my friends. Half of them are straight. Some were swingers actually. But I'm here, and dude, if I'm there for 4 hours, 3 hours, I was in the DJ booth, just hanging out. Just watching them spin, talking. I even worked with a couple of the people. But anywho, so this person disappeared, and I think I think it's fair to say maybe 2 months down the road, you know, this girl comes walking in, okay? Walks up to me and my brother, "Hey," you know what I mean? And gives me a kiss on the cheek, gives him a kiss on the cheek. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this is. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, and I said, "You don't recognize me?" I'm like, "Oh shit, Jose? No, it's Evelyn now. Tits and all." Dude, let me tell you something, man. I didn't go to that club for like probably like a month, man. I was fucked up, dude, man.
Henry, I
I was
want
caught
to
off guard.
I want
Yeah,
to
like,
rewind. There's three people I know that transitioned. I'm sorry. Right when you just told me that, there was another person. Talk about it another day. But this dude used to. He was a sound engineer for the club that I was running. Um, Shock is I wasn't running it entirely. Obviously, we had partners and shit. But after I left, he started taking over some of the sound and the lighting and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
And he transitioned. He's a full blown woman with married with kids. I
Well,
I
you know what I find odd? I forgot the name of the band. This hit the news wave. Um, he transitioned to be a woman, got breasts and all that stuff, and decided to be a man again. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of that's a topic that I would like to get into in the sense of, you know, um, a 13-year-old girl or boy that identifies as whatever and wants to get this done and this done. You know, there's a difference between I identify as a girl or you just want to go through the transition period when you're 18 and older. You know what I'm saying? But these doctors, they're giving out the hormone pills now. They're giving it to them. You know, I don't know if I think I spoke to you about this. I think I did, but just to say it and for people to hear it, I have a friend who went to the doctors for her three daughters. Okay, and she's sitting there filling out the paperwork, and the nurse comes out, or the receptionist, whatever, comes out and gives each of the girl a clipboard. The mother doesn't know what's going on you know? So she asks, "What is this?" And the receptionist responds, "Oh, this is just a questionnaire for your daughters," and walks away. So she went and looked at the questions, and the questions were, "Are you sexually active? What do you identify as?"
How
You know,
old?
and uh, I don't want to disclose the age, but we just put three of them from the age of 10 to 16.
Not of age. Yeah, there you go.
Not of age, but the point is they didn't even talk to the mother about it. They just picture you're sitting in the doctor's
Bro, I
office
can't
with your
even
daughter,
imagine.
and they
Yeah,
walk by with a clipboard and give your daughter this clipboard and hey, just fill this out the best you can.
not in
And you're
front of
like,
me.
well, what is this? Oh, that's something they got to fill out. And then you look at those questions. That's what we're getting into now. You know, the sad part is, and I will say this, and these are the statistics now. Okay, suicides are now growing in numbers over just regular depression suicides, if you know what I mean. Where you have people that transition and they regret it because they did it at such an early age
Yes.
because they were allowed to or whatever. I mean, I look at it like this, man. If you cannot buy liquor till you're 21, then you know what? Make it at least 21. I mean, shit, dude, you're telling me that as a child, you could make this decision because you have the parents that support it, okay? Yet you'll go to prison if you get an abortion if it's illegal. That doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense at all. You know what I mean? That goes for, unfortunately, women that get raped and they get pregnant, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or the oopsie daisy, and got pregnant or whatever. You know what I mean? And it sucks. And I told you before, there was a lady that did go to another state to get an abortion, came back to her state, and they arrested her. You know what I'm saying? And I guess she thought, well, I'm not doing it in this state. I did it in another state. But she was already diagnosed, but she was already labeled as a pregnant woman
Yeah.
in her state. Now she comes back, and I'm pretty sure the doctor says, "Hey, what happened? Oh, I got an abortion." You know what I mean? Oh my God, that's illegal. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, I didn't do it here. I did it in like 5 states over. You know what I'm saying? Oh, when authorities will see you, well, they arrested her. You know what I mean?
But
Um,
you could chop your breast off, chop your dick
that's
off.
fine.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all fine.
insanity.
Meanwhile, if that's the case, then how come when pedophiles get arrested, they don't just chop their dick off? Hey, you got two choices, man. Do 15 years in here or we chop your shit off. You know what I mean?
No, I
Like
would say die or get your shit chopped off.
I'm leaning more worth like just get rid of them, put them on an island full of men that they can't get off, it's infested by sharks,
Well, a bullet is way cheaper than feeding them and housing them all year long. What, a bullet's like $1.25? Fuck it. Say a bullet is
Dollar
$3.
25.
You just fucking boom, done, and move on. But
Yeah.
to go back to the whole transition shit, um, I
It's a touchy subject, man.
it
Dude,
is,
let,
it
let me tell
is.
you something. Even what we're talking about right now, people are hating it. They're like, oh, they don't know. Oh, you know what I do know? That my child is 13 years old, and because she told the guidance counselor, I identify as a girl and I want to get hormones. Now you are subject to do this when you're against it? No, no. How the hell do you give these kids that can't even vote the right to make up their mind. And yeah, I want titties, mom. You know what I mean? Mom, I want my thing cut off. I want to be a girl. I want to dress like a girl. No, no, you do that when you're out of school. You do that when you're 18. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
if the government and the federal government wants to get involved in situations like that, when a child or even a human says, I don't feel like I'm a male, or it's just like, you know what, we have bigger problems right now. So I'm going to put you on a wait list and I'm going to go take care of our homeless veterans. I'm
Yep.
going to go take care of our children that are in poverty in Baltimore, in Chicago, in the Bronx. That's where we should be focused on. So, this whole transition shit, I don't give a fuck how you think you feel or whatever your feelings are, bro. We all have feelings as human beings on earth. Okay. Life is not fair. Do something about it and make a change. Do not expect other people to fucking
Yep.
chop your shit off because your fucking feelings are fuck you and your motherfucking feelings, bro. That's what people need to hear. There are
Listen,
people fucking struggling, and you're talking about you don't feel like you're a fucking man or a woman. Fuck you.
and the sad part, as a parent, it is your duty and job to help them understand this.
That's where it
You know what I'm
comes. That's
saying?
where it starts. Them.
It's one thing if you want to be gay, if you just have a preference to be with
I
the
don't
same sex,
care. Be
whatever,
gay.
that, and even that is, I mean, well, wait a minute. In school, we had a few gay kids there,
We sure did.
young. What were they, 11, 12? You know what I'm saying?
Flamboyant.
I mean, yeah,
Flamboyant.
you had that one kid. He was always double dutching and dancing like a girl, and I was
Do
like,
your
"Yo,"
thing. I don't care.
you know what I mean? And I was like, "Yo, whatever, dude, but don't push it, don't push it." And like it's sad because no matter where you go, and I don't care what anybody says, you'll always be surrogated. When you was gay, you was surrogated. So if you was a gay guy, chances are you're always hanging around girls. Vice versa with girls and
True.
with the boys. Now with the identity stuff, it's a huge fucking crowd. You know what I'm saying? It's a big thing. And sometimes we were talking about the TikTok trends. For me, I believe it's just a trend. It's a trend that's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. I mean, dude, it's so this situation now with the identity and all that is so big that people use it in their campaign. If you vote for me, you know what I mean? I'll make sure we won't get no bullying on this, because right now, as of right now, you don't have much bullying. You just have all the protests and, like you can't hold a sign up, otherwise they're going to kick your ass now. You know what I mean? Can
Henry,
you imagine that they're not even taught freedom of speech at this point?
really quick. You say the bullying. Maybe there were some bullies that were fucking with these people. But if there's any bullying being done right now, and this is what makes me fucking outraged, it's them bullying us. You guys have a fucking Pride Month, bro.
Yep.
We don't have a Pride. And they're like,
A
well,
month.
all year long, it's a Pride year for straight people. There ain't no fucking straight Pride. Bro, you want me to make a straight Pride fucking flag so you could feel special? Shut the fuck up.
Listen.
You know what? No, really quick. I just need to get this one fucking thing off of my brain. Okay? These motherfuckers are being so childish and insecure and hateful because we won't agree with their fucking bullshit.
Yep.
I wanted to be a famous rapper my whole fucking life. Am I gonna start
Yep.
saying, "Oh, let's rise up"? Like, fuck that. What were you gonna say though? I'm
Well,
sorry.
why not? Why not? We could do that. We could rise up, you know.
Rise
Uh,
up,
I identify as a
straight
producer.
pride.
What? Like yeah. But
So stupid.
there was a joke about that. It's not a joke. It's actually facts. They say that you have the Gay Pride Month, okay, and that's all good.
Bullshit. Fuck that. It
No,
ain't
no,
good.
no, 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 no. What I'm
Terrible.
saying, respectfully, whatever, okay. But Why
I
is
got
it in, why is it Black History Month is in the coldest part, the coldest time
well,
of the seasons?
that's to help segregation. Black History Month. We should have a military month. The fuck you
Yep.
mean Black History Month?
Music
There's
month.
all
Fuck that.
cultures in
Music
the
month. You
United
know what I
States.
mean? And it's hard to fathom alone that Disney was a big part of Disney.
That's a whole
Disney
other
is
topic,
geared
bro.
for children, is geared for you and I to take our kids, our grandkids, whatever it is. That's what it was geared for. Now we endorse this. It's a big thing over there. Like, I mean, I'd like to believe that, I'd like to believe that they're still doing it if I'm not mistaken.
You're talking about the whole
Yeah.
LGBTQYZ. Yeah.
Okay. But no, 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 no. Hold on. Let's keep them separate. I literally keep the LGBTQ. That's it. Not plus A, plus B binary. I'm not including that, man. Leave those people who respect everything and respect people alone. The people who identify and are trying to be part. Listen, I've watched plenty, and I don't care what anybody says, plenty of videos of these gay men, transsexuals, you name it, that are against this identity thing. You're either gay or you're not. If you're
Oh
gay,
yeah. No,
and
I
they'll
know what
say,
you're
if
talking
you're
about.
gay, you're a
Yes.
man. If you're a lesbian, you're a woman. It's either or. You can't, I knew somebody that was with somebody, and I think they were the A binary or whatever, and I didn't understand what that was. And what it is, it's a couple that's together, but they just don't have sex, but they can love each other. And I'm like, okay, so and I don't want to stir your brain, and I don't want to bother people, but what happens to procreation now? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's out the window now. You know, uh, um, it's a sad situation, and this is when I learned about the they them. Okay, um, yeah, he told this is I don't want to get into specific names, but let's just say he told the boss, "Hey, I have to go home because they can't find the cat." So he's like, "They." So you got more than one people. So you're just gonna help a group of people, let's say. He goes, "No, they." He was referring to the girl. I was like, "What?" I was like, "Get the fuck out of here with that
So
shit, bro."
if we can dive deep into the 12-foot pool really quick without anything, you have to float or swim or die.
Yeah, you know what
So
I'm saying?
you have these people. They're okay. I'll just say it straight up. The United States of America is so bored right now that this is what's happening. Because if we were suppressed and really systematically racist, they talk about systematic racism when the majority of sports players and athletes that are getting paid 8 times what a normal black person will be getting paid at McDonald's. For some reason, we have a systemic racist country.
Yeah.
So, and what's even more entertaining about that, you have all these people complaining about that. And meanwhile, they still voted for Joe Biden. Why?
Hmm.
Fucking weird. He's a white man.
Yeah.
You're not going to use the excuse, and I'm going to get to the point in a moment. You're not going to use the excuse that Kamala Harris was a black woman, so that's why you voted for Joe Biden. Because all you're doing is saying that white men truly have superiority over everyone else. I'm done with all the bullshit racist shit. My hands are
Yep.
fucking clean with that, dude. Okay. We live in a country where we are so fucking free and liberated from everything. Dude, you can identify as a pickle staring at a tree all day on TikTok and fart, and you're going to make more
Yep.
money than people working fucking McDonald's.
Hey,
That's how bored we are. We don't have that pressure like other countries. If you go to Afghanistan or any other country, they're under so much pressure that they have no choice but to know that they're man and woman and they have to procreate, as you were just saying, by having sex with one another. But now we have competitions of people acting like they're horses running
Yep.
around a fucking field.
Yep.
I have zero sympathy for anyone that's in the United States of America talking about suppression. That goes for black people, that go for Hispanics, that go for fucking trans people and gay people. Fucking knock it off, dude.
Well, first of all, the only thing I would add to that, the fight is always there with racism, unfortunately, and I think personally, if you put yourself in that situation, then you're going to be in trouble. Like, you know, you have, let's say, like the black people, they will still argue we were slaves. What, going on
Uh,
700 years ago? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
so were the
dude,
Chinese, so were
that's been
white
over.
people, so were
Like
Hispanics.
we were all slaves, but we're not crying
Everyone was a
about it.
fucking slave.
You know what I mean? And what people don't know about slavery in New York alone, the first slaves were Irish people. Go figure. You know what I'm saying? It was people from Ireland. They were brought here enslaved to build New York. You know what I'm saying? Uh, um, you know, e- Everybody was a slave somewhere for whatever it was. Whether you're gonna, you know, pick the crops or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfair that some people still live this way. And you have to question yourself why. Like why is that? This is judge that I love watching this video because he's kind of wacky. And this kid got arrested. Listen to this. He got arrested for jaywalking. They didn't give him a ticket, they arrested him. Black young man. Okay. You know what the judge said? This is ridiculous. I'm going to drop the charges, and you hear the prosecutor, oh no, no, he's got to do like 2 weeks or some kind of
Oh
community.
my god.
Like they were fighting for that. And you know what he said? No, I'm not gonna do anything to him. He got arrested while walking black. And
Oh,
yo, dude,
yes.
is that white judge, man?
I've
That
seen this.
that
Yes, I've
judge,
seen
he
this.
is non-racist. And he said you got arrested for walking black. And I was like, yo, that hit me deep. That hits deep because, I'm a man of color too. I'm a man that can walk into a white crowd, if you will, and they kind of just start looking at you like, damn, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just weird. I mean, you know, multicultural partners wasn't a huge thing. I would say in the late 90s, it started to become something like people were coming out like that. You know what I'm saying? And before you know it, it was a white guy with a Chinese girl, a black guy with a Chinese girl, a Spanish guy with a Chinese girl, white girl. It didn't matter what it was. It was very multicultural, you know? And you would figure I'm talking about in late 90s, you know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me 25, 30 years later, we're still fucking talking about this? Like, it doesn't make sense anymore.
What do you mean? No, it makes perfect sense. That's why you have Black History Month to keep repeating, repeating, repeating.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen if I keep telling you, hey Henry, the um I don't know what's a good way to a good example. Well, we could just use Black History Month. Every fucking year in February, they're like, hey, do you remember when you were slaves? No, I want to forget about it. But no, you're going to have to learn this in school. It's a curriculum. And if you don't participate in that curriculum in school, you're going to get an F. Or just like I was saying the other day, you're going to have, hey, buddy, your son is not cooperating this month in school. What are you going to do
Yeah.
about it?
Yep.
The United States of America is a beautiful place, but the half of the country that wants to see us in this constant mess, I don't want to go too far with that statement. I know what I wanted to say. We'll talk about that off
Yeah,
camera,
dude, yeah,
but
that's a whole different subject,
yeah, but
because
but the same thing, Henry. Okay, on 4th of July, what are we reminded every year? Once a year that we have our independence.
yep.
Christmas, once a year for one day, it's like Jesus was born, whatever they want to say. Happy New Year, once a year, but then you have an entire fucking month And I'm sorry, but it fucking drives me crazy about LGBTQ and fucking Black History Month. But it's not just Black history and what the blacks did. It's all the slavery that you fuck that.
Yep, there
That's
there's
why there's slavery.
there is
Huh?
a whole negative vibe, unfortunately, with these monthly for a whole month event. You know
Fucking
what I mean?
bullshit.
You
The
know,
entire
Puerto
month.
Ricans get a parade on one day. You know what I mean? And Cinco de Mayo is one day. You know, and it's a shame because people don't see it that way. I mean, respectfully, whatever. You know, it is what it is. But you said it yourself. You know, you got people that are older than me, older than you, still in the streets that served in the military.
Straight up,
Why?
bro. It's sad.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, if you suffer through PTSD, you should open up a big building, like an apartment building where these people can stay and be
We
watched,
need to help
monitored.
these people, bro.
Yeah.
We need to help these people.
Well, remember this though. Unfortunately, and you could look this up. There are a lot of people that would impersonate homeless people that do impersonate, like, yeah, I was at the war.
You
You
see,
know,
that's
I
another
I, I
problem too,
remember I
bro.
remember
No,
I
you're
saw
right.
I saw a
You're right.
guy
Yep.
who had served in the Vietnam War, and I'm like, dude, you wouldn't be standing there holding a sign, not looking like that. I mean, yeah, he was scraggly and old, but not that old. You know, what I mean, we have very few people left in the world that's alive, and they're like in their 90s. You know what I'm saying? These are guys that probably went to the Vietnam War when they every bit of being drafted, they were 18, and and it was supposedly shit is still going on now to this day. I mean, people don't know that, but shit is still going on to this day. Okay, but you have people that at the end of that era of what we are all known to know as the Vietnam War, they're in their 90s now, man, between 80 and 90. And you're telling me you're standing in the corner, you know, um, help a veteran, you know, I gave you your freedom. My wife and kids are starving. I'm like, kids? What? Dude, man, you look like you're fucking 70 years old or
Yo,
something.
bro, I honestly, the way I feel deep inside, because it happens, especially around the holidays here in Williamsburg, the way I feel, like the way my hands feel for some of them, because the first thing I do is I observe them, I look at them. There's so much help. There's a motherfucking address and a phone number under the sign or on a sign that you're standing under. It's telling you where to go. It's giving you a phone number to fucking call. And you're
Yep.
still standing there and you have clean fingernails, clean sneakers,
I always look at the
the
sneakers.
way
I'm
my
like, yo.
hands feel, I just want to choke the fuck out of them because it's just like,
Listen, you and I can share this. In the Bronx, if you remember, every time you get off an exit, you got all those guys like, washing your window and all of this
I
and
know,
that. And like, even though you say no, they still wash it, and like you're obligated to give them like at least a penny or something.
whatever. Yeah, it's
I
so funny.
remember I was working at Bed Bath and Beyond at the time. Like,
Where in New
uh, uh
York?
yeah, in Scarsdale.
Oh shit.
Scarsdale.
Okay.
Okay. I worked in the third Bed Bath and Beyond that was ever built, so I was
Oh,
working with the owner himself, and I remember I took some applications, dude. I took some applications. And when the guy washed my window, I gave him yo, we're hiring, man, $8 an hour, whatever. You know what I got? A fuck you. And crumbled the paper and threw it away. And I'm like, wow.
of
You know,
course.
so it's I mean that's a whole different talk, which I do want to get into. Maybe the next one is the economy, and the suppose just to give you a hint, you know, the 2.5 raise because the cost of living, you know,
Yeah.
2.5 on some people is just $20. Dude, if I've been surviving on $20 less before those $20, you could keep that. You know what I mean? Give me where I get an extra $100 in my check or something. Because the cost of living has separated itself now. Okay, it doesn't matter how much you make. This apartment is gonna go for 1,800, period, in this ghetto ass neighborhood.
You
You know what I'm
know,
saying?
we have to close this session.
Yeah, I want to talk about this next one though, man. You know, the
Yeah,
economy and the way it's taking a shit.
what I wanted to mention today, which I want you to ponder on. No, seriously, I really want you to ponder on this
Got
because
my pad. I got my pad.
you have a lot of people, not people, sorry, companies that fire their employees. They hire these people to provide automated services. So now everything is automated. Go to the computer, press one if you have this problem, and then three, and then you never talk to a human. So why is it more expensive for car insurance when you have less employees to speak to? Just think about that. I'm not saying that it's a fucking bombshell, but it's just like, yo, yeah, charging us more to speak to less humans. That means you're not paying.
Hey, it's nothing worse than going to Walmart and you gotta go to the self checkout and they want to check your receipt. You know, I mean, it's like, why are you checking my receipt if you don't trust me? Put people back on the registers. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's a whole nother topic, dude. Whole nother topic.
All right, so we're gonna end it here. Tomorrow, what were we gonna talk about tomorrow so that people can know if they're listening? Well, they are listening. Tomorrow we're gonna cover. Do you
I don't know.
remember I'm recording through my phone, so I
Oh,
can't grab my phone.
dude, you know what? There's so much to cover.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll
Let's
see everyone
let's
tomorrow.
we
Yeah,
could brush up on the economy a little bit, you know, on taxes, what they mean, because taxes is nothing. Taxes is a fictitious thing that they make up because, you know, uh, the government makes their money, the stores make their money. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame when you look at the retail price compared to what you're paying for, but we could get into that tomorrow. You know, what I'll
yeah.
do is I'll look up some comparisons. You know what I mean?
Voluntary taxes are awesome for people that are awesome and honest, but not everyone is. But what I wanted to talk about tomorrow was the stupid kids in the mall.
Yes, dude.
We'll leave it right there. We'll leave it right there.
I have
We'll
stories
leave
for
it
you.
right there, bro.
All right, man.
I'll talk
Hey,
to you
dude,
tomorrow in the
man.
morning.
Another good session, man. Love you, bro.
Yeah, I love you too. Tell
All right,
Michaela I
you be
said what's
good.
up. Give
I
your
will.
puppers some loves.
She
And
said bye.
tomorrow, for all you motherfuckers watching, because I know it's gonna be, at some point you will. We're talking about stupid kids and an economy. Shit, I almost broke my pad.
All right, here she is. She wants to say bye.
Oh, say something, please. Yeah.
I just wanted to say bye. Bye.
Michaela, awesome support. My mom sends love because she's another, behind the scenes. But yeah, Michaela, tomorrow we're gonna be talking about stupid kids in malls and stores. Show her the
Just
video if you
so you
haven't.
people know, I work at a mall and I
I
have
know
a
that's the whole
lot of
point.
stories to share.
That's the
Lots.
kicker. I wanted to save that for tomorrow, but I guess the kicker is worth it.
Oh no, no,
Absolutely.
no. Tomorrow's a good day, man. Get some videos up, man. Show
Let's
that
do
video, you
it.
know.
Let's do it. All right, guys. Have a